world that wants to tame me. You can't catch me on the run, cause I'm gone, yeah. I blaze trails, set fire to what's behind me. No, I'm never looking back, I'm on the run. I could only ever be what I'm made to be. Feels good when I'm living on the edge. Watch me now, roll like thunder, gonna shake the ground. Can't stop me now, I don't give up and I won't back down. I'm a force of nature, can't be contained. I got lightning running all through my veins. Watch me now, watch me now.
Hello, Mountaineers. I'm the Wolfman, Dale Wolfley, and this is the Wolfman's Call for the Kansas Review, brought to you by Parmar Stores. If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon. And the Tap House in Morgantown. Find food, find spirits, and all the TVs that you want to watch your favorite team. And Artisan Grange Company. Switch to hemp, just the dip. Artisan Grange Company Hemp. And Mike Vanderjack's new company is really awesome called Slap It On. You'll find out a lot more about that coming in the near future. But now, let's get to, of course, what I want to get to, the Kansas Jayhawks, the review. Wow. Man, I can think about going back to the Pittsburgh Panthers and that loss and the sick feeling that I felt. But it was a feeling that I was okay with because I felt that the Mountaineers went in a heavy bout fight, and they were swinging punch for punch, toe to toe, and it came up a little bit short. Self-inflicted wounds mainly. But I thought they gave that effort that they really needed to give. And honestly, man, I don't know if that was the case Saturday night. It was a gold rush. As I said, Saturday evening, it's the Kansas Jayhawks. Big 12 opening game. Big 12 opening game. You just fought really hard against the Pittsburgh Panthers. Great TV. A lot of respect for the Mountaineers from all the pundits saying, hey, these guys fought and these guys battled. This Mountaineer football team might be something truly special. Truly special. And I still think it can be special, but there's got to be a lot of work done between now and then for that to be returned. Now, it's only one game. It's only one loss to the Kansas Jayhawks. People are saying you're embarrassed. Are you really embarrassed, the Kansas Jayhawks? Because I'll tell you this, Lance Leipold, the coach for the Kansas Jayhawks, won 6 national championships, Division III, Whitewater, Wisconsin. And then he went to the University of Buffalo, which has been terrible for 30 years, and he won the MAC within 6. It took them to new levels. University Bulls, University of Buffalo Bulls. And now he's at Kansas, and he beat Texas already, and now, of course, he beat the Mountaineers. And I'm sick about this game. Sick. They are a better team, but they're not as good as the Mountaineers. But I am sick. I'll tell you why I'm sick. Not sick, like when I was watching the Panthers, because we gave such a mighty effort. I was sick for that because we came up short. I'm sick for this game against the Kansas Jayhawks because we did not give our best effort. The Mountaineers, in my opinion, they did not meet the standards, in my opinion, to the level that are Mountaineer standards. And they did not play together as a team, fully, as a team, to the standards of being a Mountaineer. And that's what we're going to talk about. And that's, again, the Wolfman's Call. And this is the review of the Kansas Jayhawks. The Mountaineers lost to the Kansas Jayhawks. The Jayhawks are now, with their game with Tennessee Tech, the first game, and against the Mountaineers, are like the top offense in the nation. What did you say? The Mountaineer defense allowed a Jayhawk team to come in and put that many yards on them to go ahead and to allow a total of 419 yards, 219 passing, 200 yards rushing? Are you saying that third down conversions, the Mountaineers allowed the Kansas Jayhawk offense to stay in the field 11 out of 15 times? Situational. 11 out of 15 times. Are you saying that the Mountaineers, who scored 4 drives in a row, but then came up short a few other times on offense? But the Mountaineers scored 42 points, right? But they didn't score enough to win the game. So that falls on the offense as well. And then special teams. Although the kickoff and the punt coverage has been excellent the first 2 games. I even talked about Neil Brown having the special teams that he wanted. There was a turnover. Now, Reese Smith is an awesome young brother. I'm not calling him up, but it was his turnover. And that's what the WolfMan's calls. We all have to accept responsibility. I had to do it when I played. There's times that I screwed up, man. And there's times that I was called out. Not only called out, maybe by the public, called out by my teammates, called out by my coaches, called out by myself, because I had that pride. And if I didn't do my best, if I wasn't prepared to my best ability, if I did not give 100% effort, I'm sure it happened. I just don't remember when. But if I didn't give 100% effort, then that's on me. And I need to be accountable. And if I'm accountable, and my teammate's accountable here, and he's accountable for himself, and then that guy, and that guy, and that guy, and then that coach, and then that part of the football program, what their job is within the football program. If we're all accountable individually, then we can all come together as a group. Now, I heard a lot about Neil Brown in his press conference on Tuesday. Heard a lot of good things. I saw a little bit pissed off at him. Kind of like that because I think you have to have a little pissed off. And the best thing that he said that whole press conference to me was, there's only one group that can fix this problem. Nobody is in their comfort zone right now. Nobody. But there's only one group that can fix this problem, and that's themselves. In that building, in that stadium, in those offices, in that training room, in that weight room, in those meeting rooms, and on that practice field. Only them can they solve the issues. Are they going to play like they did against Pitt, or play like they did against the Kansas Jayhawks? And there are certain reasons that this happened, and I'm not completely surprised. Let's go back one more time. And the last time I'm going to say about the Jayhawks, but they are better. They are better. But boy, did I think the Mountaineers did not take them to be serious in the way they should have. Which leaves me thinking about Townsend, FCS. Oh, not worry about it. Well, you better worry. And you better think about and worry about yourself, young brothers, before you go ahead and thinking about anything else. What did I do right if you did something right? And what did I do wrong if I did something wrong? Because there's a whole lot to go around the room, around the table, around the stadium, around the field. A whole lot. Think about it. This Saturday, Townsend, get in there, cheer loud and proud. You got Geno, Stedman, Tavon, all HOF, baby, Hall of Fame. Remember those years? Remember that greatness? Remember how much fun? All the joy they brought us? Yeah, man. Yeah, I do. Get in there and honor them. Honor them and all the other athletes in the Hall of Fame, because they deservedly deserve it. Let's get into this offense. let's talk about what they did right. Now, JT Daniels, 4 drives in a row, scoring touchdowns. Big shot to Sam James, right? Big shot there in the screen pass to Bryce Ford Wheaton, who, by the way, incredible BFW. So proud of you, man. So proud of you. You know, even Neil Brown said his press conference that, you could have taken that deflected pass against Pitt and gone somewhere else with it, but you washed it off, learned from it, you came back, and you had a career high day. A career high. 11 receptions, 152 yards, 2 TDs. Yards after catch, 99. Yeah. Yak. I like that stat a lot. It means you got 4 touchdowns, man. You have 20 receptions. I think that's number 2 in the country in receptions. I think you're number 3 in the country in scoring. I should know that. I just put out a tweet on it. Can't remember, I'm getting old. Sam James, yeah, 4 receptions, 91 yards, and a big touchdown catch. Great job. That was a nice down and out and up crossing pattern with BFW. Combination pattern, I should say, right? Combination pattern with BFW. Nice job. DB falls down because of your cut, and up you go. But you executed and you made it happen. And Caden Prather, wow, man. Yeah, I like that, KP. 6 receptions. You know, you caught that one pass going across the middle that was deflected. And, you know, they all say it's better to be lucky than good. Well, KP, you know what's good about you? It's better to be lucky and good. Just like you, young man. Keep it going because I'm really proud of you. And I think it's important to know that this offensive line came out. Running backs, Tony Mathis, CJ Donaldson, Justin Johnson Jr., right? All average 4 yards per rush. Good things. Offensive line did not give up a sack. I believe it was 40 throws. 40 throws, no sack. I know that one was there, but it was a penalty. Doesn't count. We don't count. 0. Donut. Big 0 in sacks. There's some answers there, right? But you know what the offense didn't do? They didn't score when they had to. At least a touchdown. Think about it. Legal procedure. You know, young buck, tight end, like Traylon Davis. Yeah, I know. He's young. Don't worry about it. He's going to make a lot of great plays for WVU. But you can't have those mistakes on the 2-yard line. You can't settle for 3 when you should have 7. So the offense, you can blame the defense all you want. And I will. Don't worry. We're getting to them. And special teams as well. But the offense, you didn't do everything you had to do to win. You didn't score more points than the Kansas Jayhawks, and that is your job. So offense, very good. JT Daniels, I said in a tweet right before you threw the interception. And I stand by it. You're a baller, dude, man. Way to ball on out. Telling you, this guy is going to be good. Bryce Ford Wheaton's going to be good. Sam James is going to be good. And then, of course, KP, Caden Prather. And then Reese Smith is going to be good. And all the younger guys coming on up. So, saw it. I saw some young guys making some plays. And I can see where JT Daniels has his faith. And there's only one thing I want to say, one thing I want to double down on. And I know for you that really follow me and what I think of football and offensively speaking and how much I love the tight end. The position that I think, that I believe, that I know actually is so underutilized in college football. It's not in the NFL. Think about last night with Gino. That touchdown to the tight end, the 2 of them. Tight ends are so valuable. Tight ends. So I want to see them throwing to Mike O'Laughlin. Yes. I believe he's 6'5", 255. I think he's a weapon that is not being utilized. He's a great blocker. Look, I think he's the best of both worlds, blocking and receiving that the Miners have had in a long time since Trey. But you got to throw him the ball. He's got receiver hands, man. Just like you saw Kansas going down the seam. Throw the ball. throwing the ball. And that's the only thing I'm going to say to JT Daniels, because he's obviously a lot smarter than me. Obviously, he's an excellent quarterback, and he's got a bright, bright future ahead of him. Give my guy some love, give some sugar, give some sweetness. That's what I'm saying. Because I think then you can then go ahead and recruit tight ends that want to catch the ball and bring them to WVU. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the offense here. A lot of highlights. Let's get to them. But after this word from Parmar Stores and the Tap House in Morgantown.
Hi, I'm Casey Legg, and I'm from Charleston, West Virginia. And when I'm back home in Charleston, you will find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that golden blue pride at Parmar. There are literally hundreds of Parmar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Parmar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Parmar. West Virginia proud and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Where do the true gold and blue faithful go for the best in beer, burgers, pizza, wings, and more? It's the Mountaineer Tap House on the Evansdale campus. Mountaineer Tap House features well over 40 craft beers on tap, plus the best appetizers, salads, burgers, wings, pizza, and tacos the University City has to offer. Enjoy their exclusive craft cocktails too. Dine on the balcony or chill out inside with walls and walls of TVs. Follow Mountaineer Tap House on social media. Mountaineer Tap House, second floor above the Parmar store on the Evansdale campus.
Watch this shift here with the Wolfley. Play action pass. JT Daniels going to find San James on the out and the up. James using his speed makes the catch right in stride. Nice to see a ball in stride with the receiver. Watch here. You're going to see BFW at the outside do a post. Sam does the out and the up. Burns the cornerback, makes him stumble, puts him in conflict right there. Great combination pattern for the Mountaineers. You're going to see here, JT Daniels, plenty of time in the pocket. He steps up, and there's Sam doing an out, 18-yard out. And look at that. He's going to catch the ball and get a first down. 4 receptions, 91 yards for Sam James. Great job. And look at this, Bryce Ford Wiggett. Look at this screen. You know he was going to break one. You knew he was going to take one to the house, beating Kenny Logan, the leading tackler last year in the NCAA. Incredible day. 11 receptions, 152 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 99 yards after catch. Look at the post there. Just an outcut and an up, a skinny post. And, of course, here, Mr. Clutch making the catch in the red zone, getting down there, did it numerous times. What's it, 11 receptions. Watch this. Look at the composure by Daniels. Then he finds BFW in the end zone. 2-point conversion ties the game. That is clutch. BFW going to have a sensational year. It continues down this path. Cat right there. Caden Prather, KP. He's getting better each and every game. Watch here as he just does a 5-yard hitch, stabs the ball out of the air, turns around, and he's got 15 yards before you even blink with those strides. Really got something going on. He had 6 receptions. He had 79 yards with a long of 25. Look at that. He stabbed the ball out. He's got 20 yards down the road. He's fast, man. And I always say it's better to be lucky than good. Well, KP, with this deflection, I say it's better to be lucky and good. That's right. The young man is just starting to catch his wind, starting to catch his stride. Watch out for Caden Prather. Thus far in the young season, you have to be impressed with the rushing attack of the Mountaineers. The offensive line, question mark, would they be physical enough? Well, you have the running by committee attack of the Mountaineers, and Tony Mathis, C.J. Donaldson Jr., and Justin Jump Cut Johnson Jr., all averaging 4 yards versus the Jayhawks. And the Mountaineers were once again 100% in the red zone, 5 for 5. You got to like to watch how the Yellow Helmets pushing back the Kansas Jayhawks. The offensive line definitely taking a physicality approach. You have to be impressed. That can only bode well down the season, down the path for the Mountaineers to continue to get better in the running game. Yeah, those are some big plays there, right? When JT Daniels threw that 2-point conversion, the composure that he had, BFW was not open to begin with. You heard him in the press conference saying he was not open, and then he found a way. And apparently, somehow they had been working on that little mesher, finding a way to get open. But again, it's the composure of not seeing your opening and then finding it, stepping back away from the pile, taking another shot, a pitcher, if you will, another pitcher, taking a shot and figuring out how to get that ball in there. What an arm. Accuracy. I believe he was 70% accurate. I mean, he threw for 355 yards. But it was a good job, but we need to get better because he didn't score enough. Let's go ahead. Now, let's talk about this defense. I don't even know how many highlights I'm going to show you. Well, highlights, lowlights, I think, because I have no highlights. I don't have any highlights that I can think of. Maybe one of Sean Martin. I think Neil Brown talked about Sean Martin. I think he had a TFL or two. But I saw things from him that young man is growing into a fine defensive end. And I'm going to say this, that Dante Stills didn't have much action. They went away from him. I really thought that Kansas had a brilliant offensive game plan against the Mountaineers. Took away the strength of the defensive line and forced the secondary to chase down their runners, their receivers, and Jalen Daniels, their quarterback. Now, I told you in the Kansas pregame for the Wolfman's call, right before Mountaineer Legends pregame, which again will come out for the Townsend right before, probably 9 o'clock, you'll see the Wolfman's call Townsend breakdown. Okay. And then we'll have Mountaineer Legends. We're all going from the studio this week, which will probably be a lot better than the craziness of a whole bunch of wild people, wild Mountaineers. We're going from the studio, bringing you big action. Probably Owen Schmidt. Going to have, hopefully, we got Major Harris, Brian Joswiak, Aaron Beasley, Mike Collins, all those guys. Get involved. Get going. Mountaineer Legends pregame. Check it out. 10 o'clock on Saturday. But getting back to the defense, this is what I saw. The defense is not going to like this, but I don't care. This is the Wolfman's call because, again, I've had bad games, so I've been called out, and I think that everybody has to be called out and accountable. To me, the defense looked confused. Now, Neil Brown said in his press conference that they had prepared for the option, the assignment football that the option game brings, just like against Army. And I believe that they did. But with the shifts and the motions, the unbalanced formations, they confused the heck out of the Mountaineer defense. Confused them. And people were saying, picking up, the announcers saying the body language of the Mountaineers. The body language. Body language tells a lot. The announcers were picking it up. Well, I think the Kansas Jayhawks were too, especially on the field. It's not hard to tell. When I was defeating an opponent and I saw their body language of defeat, I just wanted to bury it, carry it on. Again, when you have an inferior opponent and you let them hang around and you don't stomp on their throat when they're down and hold them down, and you let them back up, they start to believe that they can win. And that's exactly what happened with the Kansas Jayhawks. The Mountaineers up 14, didn't stomp on the throat and hold them down. And it's not just the defense, offense, and the offense. Because you know what? You didn't score every single time. You didn't score as much as you had to win. So, again, this is everybody's fault. But the defensive football is what? It's reaction. It's instinctive. It's fast. It's sure-footed. It's going now. Where offensive football is knowing your plays and then getting there. Defense is reacting to what the offense knows where they're going. It's instinctive. You know what kills instinct? Hesitation. You know what kills instinct? Is unpreparedness. Now, it doesn't mean that you didn't prepare for the option, but you were prepared for those alignments and then to have assignment football. Because if you did, you wouldn't have so many breakdowns. I don't care what anybody says. You look confused out there. They took the defensive line out. Again, it was Awesome play. They were doing misdirection with the triple option. They were pulling the backside guard. Well, no, the guard, let's just say guard tackle to the right. They were pulling them left. They were in a pistol formation. The quarterback, the running back behind him, and then a fullback or an H-back to the side. So the offensive linemen are going this way, and the H-back or fullback was going that way, and then the quarterback took it and either handed off to the dive back, or he kept it, or he waited for the receiver that was in motion coming across the triple option. They basically Pat Whited us and Steve Slayton us and Owen Schmitted us. That's what they did. Jalen Daniels, 86 yards rushing. What? About their defense? Is that the proper tackling? You know, Neil Brown said in his press conference that his team, since he's been here, has done pretty good and stopped the run. And they have. And he's correcting that. And he said that Saturday night's game was not to that standard level. 100% agree. I want to say this. Saturday night's level was not standard to Mountaineer football defensively. I mean, I talked to my brothers. Boy, do they feel sick at heart. And it's not because of talent. It's because you didn't set up right. Neil Brown talked about being outside for a safety, lining up outside the tight end instead of inside. If he was inside, he would have taken away that seam route for the touchdown for the tight end. But it was outside, so the tight end could catch it to the inside and catch it. So it's the little things that he said they weren't focused on, because of the little things, the big things become easier when you do the little things. The big things happen. The W's come because you focus on the little things, and that makes the big things easier, and that makes the wins come. I know because I was there. I've done it. I know because I played it, because I've coached it. I've watched it for years. It's not rocket science. But when I watch and I see the guys fighting amongst themselves on defense, a look of kind of bewilderment at times, a look of confusion, means that the instinct is gone, you can't react, and you're not even there to catch a 30-yard high shaw running down for a touchdown. Right down the middle of the field, and there's nobody there. Nobody there. That only means that you got to get better. What happened to the Pitt defense? They played that game Thursday night. That was a defense that fought. Yeah, you missed tackles, but man, you were fighting your butt off. I saw plays where guys weren't even lined up in their three-point stance, defensive line-wise. I saw plays where you're going half speed. Go down and look at the last touchdown. I'm sorry, excuse me, I take that back. Go look at the first touchdown in the second half. There was 11 minutes left in the game. The second half, Kansas takes it down, scores a touchdown. Watch that play and look at the lack of effort. 3 or 4 minutes into the second half. Well, there's a lot left of football left. Not acceptable, man. Not. But here's the good news. You play another game. And as good, or let's say as bad as you look Saturday, you look that good a week and a couple days before on Thursday. So the good news is that you can get this straight. The bad news is you can be that bad again if you don't. That's the bad. The good is if you want to change it, you can change it by doing all those little things about focusing. But if you don't do that, it's not going to get any prettier. It's not going to get any better. It's going to make a lot of people, including yourselves, upset. Now, we talked offense. We talked defense. Let's look at a couple clips. I'm not even sure I want to show you these clips. You know what? I'm not even going to show you. I'm not going to show you special teams of the Nathaniel Reese Smith. I'm not going to do it. They've watched it enough. Everybody's seen it enough. I don't need to go ahead and show the defensive play of West Virginia, because I believe in young brothers. I believe in going ahead and changing it and doing good. Man, I believe a lot. And I put a lot of value into you guys. So let's get it changed and let's get it done. You're 0-2. Where do you go from here? Well, you could say, season's kind of crappy, season's kind of over. Or you can say, man, we're stopping this now. I'm going to be accountable. Let's get it going. The Kansas Jayhawks are gone. Don't let them beat you again. Don't take Townsend, slight or light, or whatever you want to call it, because you need to come out and you need to bash. And offensively, you need to score every time. Defensively, you need to stop them every time. Special teams, we want turnovers. What did Neil Brown say? 27 points. Pitt and Kansas had, and the Mountaineers off of turnovers. Mountaineers, 0. Got to get turnovers. Got to make things happen. You can make your own advantages. You can change your own luck by playing hard, by playing physical, by playing explosive, and by playing instinctive, knowing what you're supposed to do. Preparation. Just like against Pitt, you were prepared. Just like against Pitt, you were instinctive. Just like Pitt. You should have won. You should have beat the Kansas Jayhawks because you're a more talented team. And that, my friends, is your Wolfman's call for the Kansas Jayhawks review. Got to thank our sponsors, all right? Parmar Stores. If there's not a Parmar store near you now, you know there's going to be one soon. Parmar Stores, 5 states, 5. Just added 4 stores to Maryland a couple of weeks ago. And, of course, you got the Tap House in Morgantown. Find food, find spirits, all the TVs you want to watch your favorite team. And, of course, Artisan Grange Company. Switch to hemp, just a dip. Do it the AGC way. Artisan Grange Company hemp. And Mike Vanderjacks, slap it on, man. Slap it on, and you'll find out the information that you're looking for, because it's going to be huge. It's going to be big. Big Jack, man. Vanderjack. God bless him, man. And thank you, Mountaineer Nation. Signing off. This is the Wolfman. Wolfman's call. Oh, and look for the 3 Wolves of Football dropping this Thursday. Brother Craig, Brother Ronnie. Craig's the Steelers radio analyst. Ronnie is the Arizona Cardinals radio analyst. We are there. We are having some fun. It is good stuff, man. That's brought to you by Parmar Stores as well. So that's it. Let's go, Mountaineers. Hail, West Virginia.